Boltz and Rapid have just won another duo Cash Cup finals, continuing the discussion on if they are a better duo or not this season than Peterbot and Cold. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on that in a little bit. Let's start off with the obvious winner though of Boltz and Rapid on 306 points in 6 games, being able to win 2 of them just like I predicted. They had an average elims of 4.5 and an average placement of exactly 8. If you look at their match history, they had a 3 elimination 5th, a 6 elimination win, 5 elimination 11th, 4 elimination win, 0 elimination 26, and a 9 elimination 4th. So maybe not as dominant as a lot of people were probably expecting out of them, but still a win is a win at the end of the day, so you can't fault them for still winning by like 20 points. Second place was Herc and Mason on 287 points, only in 5 games, being able to win 1 of them. They had an average elims of 6 and an average placement of 6.8. Herc is like one of the most accused cheaters in the game right now, and you guys know me, I've always been a person that like defends people when they get a lot of cheating accusations. I just don't really know enough about this kid right now to really make an opinion on whether or not he is cheating, and I don't like just like blindly accusing people for no reason. So as of right now, I'm gonna give him his credit for that second place, but if it comes out that he is cheating, then I mean obviously, like, come on man. Third place was Muzz and Kanata. This was literally a duo yesterday that placed like 48th, but I told you guys don't worry too much about them. They are insane in the finals, and they clearly showed that with having the potential to win this tournament. They got 280 points in 6 games with an average elims of 5 and an average placement of 8.1. A team just barely losing the tiebreaker to them was Epicwell and Sphinx. This is honestly a pretty fun team to look out for. I don't think they're going to trio with each other, but still 280 points in 6 games is very impressive. They actually looked really good today. They were making like every single end game when I was watching them. 5th place was Re and Aviv. Now Re and Aviv were another duo that almost didn't qualify completely yesterday, and they were able to turn that into a top 5. They completely proved me wrong, to be honest. I did not expect a top 5 out of them today. We also have Reet still IGLing, so I am still very curious to see how that experiment is actually going to go. 6th place was Chubbs and Chimp on 255 points in 6 games, winning 1 of them. Right under them is actually Pollo and Rise on 241 in 6 games. This team was actually so close to winning the tournament. If we look at their match history, it was a 9 elimination 4th, 6 elimination 8th, 10 elimination win, 2 elimination 7th. Then they died off spawn the very last 2 games because they were actually going against Booga and Threats off spawn at the Raft. If they didn't die off spawn these last 2 games, they probably would have finished in 1st or 2nd. So I just want all the kids out there that continue to say Peterbot carried Pollo to just like get some of the context of what has been happening to him in these tournaments. I think he's going to do absolutely insane in trios this weekend with Rapid and Boltz though, and then a lot of the Pollo fanboys will be back on the Pollo train. 8th place was Baka and Pars, 9th Dukes and Acorn, and then rounding out the top 10 was Gary. Some other big names we had were teams like Booga and Threats that I told you guys earlier who were actually fighting Pollo off spawn. They finished in 12th place, getting 158 points in 6 games. The EU team of Queasy and Vino finished in 21st, and I mean that was about it, to be honest. Obviously there was no Peterbot and Cold in this tournament. They did get super close to being able to qualify. If you guys remember, they were in like 58th place after yesterday. They were able to get 6 cheaters banned, but it just wasn't enough to get them into that top 50 to be able to qualify today. I'm already seeing people calling this a Mickey Mouse Cash Cup because Peterbot wasn't playing in it. If you're wondering where Clicks is, he also didn't qualify for this as well. He was playing with Courage yesterday and they finished in like 130th place. Now whether or not I think this is actually a better team right now than Pete and Cold, I think the pure placements alone will definitely say they are better. I'm definitely not ready to say that they are like both individually better players than Pete and Cold though, especially off the insane like world record performance we saw Pete and Cold have last week. I think these 2 teams are fighting for 1st and 2nd though, and I think these 2 teams are also going to be fighting for 1st and 2nd in trios as well. Let me know in the comment section right now though who you guys actually think is currently a better duo. I know a lot of people wanted me to also start going over the stats of the players for the finals, so I'm going to go over both Boltz and Rapid stats so you guys can kind of just compare them to what someone like Peterbot and Cold looked like last week. So for Rapid, he had 14 eliminations, 4,100 damage dealt, 3,600 damage taken, and a 1.13 damage ratio. So definitely not like the craziest stats of the day for Rapid. Boltz on the other hand had 13 eliminations, 8,000 damage, and only 2,800 damage taken. He also had a 2.8 damage ratio, and like I said last week, anything above like a 2.0 is considered really good. If this is your first time hearing about this team, yes, Boltz is the fragger and then Rapid is the IGL, so it is expected for Boltz to have more damage and things like that. I think that's enough for NA now. Let's move on to EU. Now for EU, this leaderboard is honestly all over the place. The winner of EU was actually iDrop and Trulex on 269 points in 6 games, being able to win 1 of them. They had an average elims of 3.1 and an average placement of 10.3. This team by far had the best match history of the day, so let's go over that. It was a 6 elimination win, 3 elimination 7th, 1 elimination 2nd, 7 elimination 4th, 2 elimination 14th, and their only bad game was their very last game, getting a 0 elimination 34th. I don't know how many people actually expected these two to win the Cash Cup finals of EU, but if you were able to predict this right, shout out to you. Second place was Misha and Teeny on 242 points in 6 games. They were able to win 2 out of these 6 games. They had an average elims of 4.3 and an average placement of 13.1. This was really the only team that kept this tournament from being like a complete blowout, to be honest. Them winning the last game really propelled them into the second place. Third place is a team that has literally been on the come up all season long, and a team that I'm begging you guys to look out for the future of 2025 of Pix and Demas on 218 points. Fourth place was Destru. Fifth was Della. Sixth was actually Yapko and Noah Riley. 7th was Starkis. 8th was Vico and Vidil on 172 points in 6 games, average elims of 4 and an average placement of 17.6. A lot of people, including myself, predicted Vino to win the Cash Cup finals today, as he has just been so dominant with like almost any teammate he is playing with at this point. They unfortunately were not able to win, but they did still finish in 8th place, which is still very respectable. They got an 8 elimination 4th, a 3 elimination 21st, 6 elimination 11th, 0 elimination 36th, 4 elimination 9th, and a 3 elimination 25th. The consistency just had to go up a little bit there, and they no doubt could have got a top 5, but still in 8th place, not terrible. 9th was Kiro, and then rounding out the top 10 was Chris and Chicho. Some other big names are teams like Seti and Cami in 11th on 156, Sangild and Marius in 12th on 154. I'm not 100% sure what Marius is going to do for trios now, because I don't know if you guys heard or not, Mongol and Mr. Savage are actually going to be on vacation until like the 26th or something, so I don't think they're going to be playing while they're on vacation or anything. So it's looking like Marius is going to have the option to finally try out some new trios, and I am very excited to see how that goes for him. Ping and Malibuka finished in 17th place. Rezon and Yanis unfortunately really struggled today, finishing in 28th, only getting 98 points in 6 games. Definitely not their best placement today, and they are going to have to come back stronger in trios tomorrow and prove why they're still some of the best players in EU. We do have the damage leaderboard though for the Cash Cup finals on EU. 10th place was Yapko with 4,839 damage. 9th place was Lazen. 8th was actually Vico. Vico has been dominating this leaderboard, getting like 1st or 2nd almost every single time the last couple weeks, so seeing him down here in 8th is a little strange. 7th was Kiro. 6th was Pix. Going into the top 5 now is Noah Riley in 5th, Mappy in 4th, iDrop in 3rd, Marius is actually in 2nd, and then just barely beating Marius by like 100 damage is Della. Now Della is a little bit more of an underrated player, so maybe he will be on the come up now going into 2025, going into trios in general, and hopefully we do see him as one of the people that will continue to be towards the top of damage leaderboards. Other than that though, that is pretty much all of the information we had for EU today. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 80,000 subscribers by the end of October. Use code Kdog in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube says to enjoy 1 to 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at Kdog to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and catch you guys next time. Peace out.